Relax now and feel the gentle quiet settling around you. Our story today begins in a secluded medieval garden, nestled behind thick stone walls of an ancient abbey. Whisper-soft breezes drift through arches of climbing roses, carrying the scent of lavender and rosemary. With each breath out, your body sinks deeper into comfort and calm. The air around you feels cool, laced with the earthy scent of soil and the sweetness of blooming thyme. Your body is supported and safe. With each step, you travel deeper into this peaceful realm. Ahead of you, a stairway carved from ancient granite leads down each step, drawing you further into ease. You find yourself before a wooden gate, weathered and smooth from centuries of hands pressing it open. Beyond the gate lies a sanctuary in Ero, garden beds lined with chamomile, mint, sage, and valerian. These plants were carefully chosen for their healing and comforting properties. As the first rays of sunlight touch your skin, a warm calm spreads through you. The dew on the petals sparkles like tiny stars. Somewhere, a stream trickles gently, and birds begin their morning song. 10, 9, 8. The sounds of leaves brushing together, and the soft hum of bees. This garden is a place of refuge, a quiet cloister of care and restoration. Beyond the walls, life may carry on, but here within the embrace of nature you are protected and grounded. Each number softens you. 7, 6, 5. You feel lighter, more tranquil. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you are fully at rest, fully here, fully present in this sanctuary of stillness, as though cradled in a soft bed of moss. Slowly, gently, you scan through your body. Your toes release, your feet soften, ankles loosen. Let the relaxation travel upward, through calves and knees, thighs and hips. Your torso softens. Your heart beats slowly, gently. Your shoulders drop, arms go limp at your sides. You are completely at ease. Let your eyelids grow pleasantly heavy as you imagine yourself stepping into this hidden world of tranquility. Your eyes grow heavy perhaps. They've already closed, or they flutter slightly in the softness of your stillness. Each inhale invites calm. Each exhale deepens your serenity. The rhythm of your breath or the soft rustle of rosemary in the breeze will bring you gently back. Let yourself be carried by the story now. As we step further into this hidden world of medieval gardens, the gentle rustling of leaves and the delicate perfume of herbs around you hold you here, in a perfect cradle of peace. Take a deep, soothing breath in, and exhale, letting go of any tension. With every breath, your chest and belly rise and fall peacefully. Your neck relaxes, your jaw your tongue rests softly in your mouth. Now picture a narrow stone path winding through the garden, soft grass padding beneath your feet. This serene state becomes your anchor, a place you can return to at any time. Should your thoughts drift away, the story begins at the break of dawn, the light still soft, painted in hues of lavender and cream. You step deeper into the garden, taking in the fragrance of dew-drenched lavender. Now you pause before a raised bed, where plants known for their gentle power flourish. Chamomile, with its small, daisy-like blossoms, sways with the breeze. You run your fingers over the petals. They are soft, as though offering you a lullaby without words. Nearby, tall lavender stalks shimmer with silvery calm. You inhale deeply, and its scent wraps around your mind like a soft velvet hug. Valerian stands tall, its clusters of fine white blossoms whispering promises of sleep and deep peace. Sage, with its rugged, sturdy leaves, glows in the sun, a symbol of strength and clarity. They stir sources of rosemary and wine, tangy and fragrant, offering warmth to travelers and monks alike. You take another spoonful of broth. It tastes like comfort, like home, like the garden itself has become part of you. These herbs tell stories of old chamomile for easing restlessness, lavender for calming the spirit, sage for resilience. Pilgrims and nobles walk side by side, heads bowed in conversation. Overhead a rose, arch casts, dappled lighted symbolism of love and unity felt in every petal. Lilies line the path, pure and hopeful. Here, the garden is not just physical, but symbolic, a place where social walls fall away, and healing is offered to all. The plants, the hands that grow them, and the souls who seek them are equal. You pick a sprig gently, crush it between your fingers, and raise it to your nose. The scent releases warmth in your chest. Let the warmth of this hidden world settle deeper into your body. Let your breath grow slow and even. Let your thoughts drift gently, softly, into stillness, and it holds your body in a gentle embrace. Your eyes close, and you listen. The knowledge of these plants flows through time, from soil to hand to heart. A fire crackles gently in the hearth. Earthen bowls sit on wooden tables, filled with radishes crisp and vibrant fresh peas in curling pods, spicy greens with a peppery bite. You bite into a piece of melon, its sweetness cool on your tongue. You sip warm mint and honey. Tit soothes your chest like sunlight on morning stone. Lavender's peace, chamomile's lullaby, sage's grounded wisdom, all of it lives in you now. Your breath becomes the wind through leaves. Your thoughts flow like the quiet stream. You are rooted, calm, and whole. A medieval gardener moves silently nearby, their bare feet making no sound on the mossy path. They tend the herbs with reverence, each movement slow and intentional. They pause, place a small rosemary bud into your hand, a silent offering of calm. The air carries the scent of mint. Every breath you take fills you with freshness. Every exhale softens you further. The bees murmur, the birds quiet themselves, and the garden breathes with you. With it comes a sense of connection, not just to the earth, but to all those who once found healing in these same plants. You settle on a stone bench, its surface warmed by the rising sun. The stone is smooth from centuries of use. With every moment, you feel a deeper connection, not just to the garden, but to something older and wiser. Now, imagine the comforting kitchen of the abbey, where herbs from the garden have been brought in for meals and healing. Here in this kitchen, cooks blend herbs into broths for the weary. Stepping now into a small courtyard, you find others in quiet communion. And now, as the garden breathes its rhythm into your soul, you rest. The story of the medieval garden will continue, its symbolic meanings, its healing rituals, its quiet, enduring magic. There is much more to explore. But for now, rest here. Let go further. Drift down, sink into the quiet of moss and rose and sunlit stone, and softly pause. Wonderful. Let's continue. The garden of symbols and sacred design. It becomes smoother, lined now with delicate mosaic stones, their patterns telling stories from another age. A soft glow surrounds you, not quite sunlight, not quite shadow. It's the light of memory, of ancient intention. You arrive at a circular clearing, surrounded by hedges of yew and boxwood, shaped with careful devotion. A sacred symbol of protection and inward reflection. Symbols of purity and divine love. They nod gently in the breeze. Their scent is faint, sweet, and distant, like a half-remembered dream. You pause to admire them, and the stillness in your chest deepens. You begin to walk the spiral slowly, your footsteps light, almost weightless. As you move, you begin to notice more than beauty. You'll notice, meaning you've entered a sacred garden, a space designed not just to nourish the body, but to uplift the soul. Known as Mary's Gold, they were offered in times of mourning and celebration alike. They carry courage and hope, a beacon for the weary soul. You rest your hand on one and feel its warmth radiate through you like a steady flame. You remain in the soft warmth of the garden, your breath flowing slow and deep. The scent of lavender lingers in the air. To medieval minds, the rose meant more than beauty, it spoke of suffering and love. You kneel before them and breathe in their subtle fragrance. Their message is clear. Sometimes, the smallest things hold the greatest grace. The monks believed this order, this balance of color, fragrance, texture reflected the divine plan. A garden, to them, was a cathedral without stone, a sanctuary where the sacred grew from the soil. And now, you feel it too. You are no longer just a visitor, you are part of this sacred design, of Marian devotion, of strength hidden within softness. You brush your hand against a velvet petal. It falls into your palm and rests there like a tiny secret. Somewhere, rosemary rustles gently, and the golden hush of morning gives way to timeless stillness. The gentle sound of trickling reminds you of something eternal, the constant flow of life, the renewal of spirit. You sit beside it and trail your fingers through the cool surface. The ward accepts your touch without resistance, rippling outward in perfect, circular waves. Your thoughts do the same, gently spreading and softening. In this sacred place, time stretches thin, soft, and slow like the mist curling above the garden beds. You're safe. You're still. And now, the garden draws you deeper. As you walk further, the path beneath your feet shifts. This is no ordinary garden. It is a living manuscript. Every bed, every plant, Every pathway whispers with hidden meanings. The monks who tended this place centuries ago did so with reverence and understanding of nature as sacred geometry. They believed gardens were a mirror of divine creation, symbols of paradise, of order, of healing. And here you begin to feel it too. At the garden center stands a fountaina, simple stone basin filled with crystal clear water. Behind you, a spiral path winds through beds of carefully placed herbs and flowers. This is the Hortus Conclusista, enclosed garden. In one quadrant, lilies rise like white stars. Nearby, a bush of rose blossoms blooms wildly in contrast crimson. Further on, you find violets, low to the ground, with soft purple petals and heart-shaped leaves, a symbol of humility and quiet virtue. In the northern bed, marigolds burn golden and orange, reaching toward the sun. Each plant in this garden speaks in symbols, not just to the eye, but to the heart. As you move through the spiral, the labyrinth garden opens before you, another sacred symbol. Unlike a maze, it has no tricks or traps. It is a single path winding inward, guiding you not toward confusion but clarity. You sit. The air is perfectly still. You feel deeply grounded, yet light as air. Above you, dappled sunlight flickers through the leaves like blessings. In this center space, you are whole. You are safe. The garden surrounds you like a soft embrace, holding your spirit in perfect balance. You take your first step, one foot, then the next, slowly, thoughtfully. With each turn, your mind quiets. A small bell chimes in the distance. Even somewhere, a monk begins to chant. The sound low and gentle, like waves lapping the shore. The song does not demand your attention, it wraps around you like the night's first blanket. Leading to the cloister, walk a covered walkway lined with arches and stone columns. Vines wind around the columns, and small statues of saints and animals nestle in the walls. You sit beside it again, just as you were, only deeper now, more open, more at peace. The water still trickles. The air is still scented with herbs and earth. Everything is just as it should be. The monks once walked here in silence, meditating between prayer and labor. As you walk, you feel the same stillness settle in your body. Your feet feel light, your hands relaxed. You are a silent walker too, your breath in rhythm with the world around you. The edges of thought blur. The path doesn't rush. It invites. As you reach the center, you find a simple bench beneath a tree, perhaps an olive or a hawthorn. And though you write nothing with your hand, you feel your heart begin to write silently your longings, your healing, your peace. Let your soul speak here, in this quiet place, without needing words. The garden hears it all. The wind shifts. You stand and follow a side path now. You pass an old sundial, its shadow slowly sweeping over the hour line. It reminds you gently that time moves on. Yes, but there is time for this. Time for stillness. Time for healing. Time for dreams. It's a scriptorium, a quiet chamber where monks once illuminated manuscripts by candlelight. Scrolls and herbals lie open, their pages covered in careful drawings of plants and symbols. A candle flickers on a wooden table, its light casting dancing shadows on the walls. There is no rush. The garden keeps its own time, and in its rhythm, you are always welcome. Now, at the far end of the cloister, a small wooden door waits half open. You step inside. You sit beside it. The warmth of the candle soothes you. Before you is a blank page. A feather quill rests nearby. Outside again, the sun begins to set, casting gold across the garden walls. The air is cooler now, but not cold. The flowers begin to close their petals. The bees quiet their dance. The wind stills, and so do you. You return once more to the central fountain, now reflecting the first stars in its basin. Let this part of the garden, this sacred, symbolic place remain with you. Let the lilies remind you of grace. Your limbs are soft. Your heart is steady. When you're ready, you may return here, or you may continue on, for the garden still has more to reveal. Let the roses speak of love. You feel grounded again, nestled within the timeless hush of this garden. Now, as the light shifts and deepens, it is time to explore what lies beyond the garden walls. The paths form a perfect cross, converging at a central fountain whose water trickles gently, endlessly. The sound is soft, steady like a heartbeat. In the Middle Ages, every flower, every herb, you are no longer just in a garden, you are in a living prayer, a sacred story told in leaves and petals. was selected not just for its beauty or usefulness but for what it symbolized. The rose, deep red and fragrant, represented both love and martyrdom. The white lily whispered of purity, of Mary's grace and innocence. Ivy, winding and resilient, stood for fidelity and eternal life. Nothing in the garden was accidental. The layout, the pairings, even the colors, everything was intentional. The plants spoke a silent poetry to those who walked among them. As you stand there, you feel your own thoughts settle, your mind quieting as the garden aligns with sacred purpose. Let your breath slow once more. Let your body feel heavier, calmer. Supported, the garden awaits you. Again, let the labyrinth show you the path inward. Let the violets teach you humility, and the marigolds burn bright with courage in your chest. You breathe slowly. The golden light that filters through the branches above feels warm and drowsy as it dapples the earth in patches of moving light. You're back in the heart of the garden, and everything is soft, hushed, as though the world itself is listening. Perhaps you've been here for hours. Perhaps it's only been moments. But here, time feels different. It moves in slow, gentle waves, like the rhythm of a lullaby. You are safe. You are held. You are whole. And as you drift into rest, know that this hidden world will wait for you, quiet, blooming, ever peaceful. Settle even deeper now into comfort. The sun is lower in the sky now. With every breath, you draw in the scent of sun-warmed pears and sweet earth. There's a deep sense of safety here, wholeness, stillness. In the medieval world, gardens were not just places to grow food or herbs, they were reflections of the soul, mirrors of one's place in society and the divine order. As you gently pass through an old arched wooden gate, worn smooth from centuries of touch, you find yourself entering a cloister garden, a peaceful square enclosed by the solid arms of a monk. The stone walls surround a patch of green serenity. Monks, in plain robes, walk silently along gravel paths, their fingers brushing softly against lemon balm and calendula, their lips moving in quiet prayer. This garden is not made for display. It is not made for guests. It is for the quiet tending of the spirit. Every plant here carries meaning. As you close your eyes now, you can feel that symbolism settle around you like warm sunlight. Now, walk with me into another spacer, different kind of medieval garden. This one belongs to nobility. You pass through a second gate, this one tall and ornate, and step into the grounds of a stone manor. High garden walls enclose you in privacy. The hum of village life fades away. As you sit, a young woman steps barefoot across the grass. Her linen dress whispers as it brushes her ankles. You walk through a herba, a pleasure garden filled with music and laughter, where roses bloom and fountains sing. The air is filled with the scent of ripening fruit. Petals drift from the trees like quiet snowflakes and land on your shoulders, in your hair. Their coolness is gentle, inviting. No one rushes here. Nothing is hurried. You can feel it in your body, this quiet agreement that everything is unfolding as it should. Then a physic garden, where every bed is labeled and precise, a living pharmacy of herbs for healing. Their faces warm and lined by sunlight and laughter. They work slowly. A ladybug crawls across your palm. It pauses there, then slowly continues on. The moment is perfect, complete. You belong here. You are not just walking through the garden anymore. You are part of it. Carefully, gently humming as they tend the chamomile the way their grandmother once did. Each morning, they rise with the sun. They talk to the plants not with words, but with touch, stillness, patience. They know which petals will soothe a fever, which roots will calm a restless mind. Their world is slow, intentional, and in that slowness, there is peace. You pass a kitchen garden, simple but vibrant. Rows of beans climb wooden stakes. Carrots rest beneath soil. Bees tumble playfully through squash blossoms. She carries a small basket, collecting herbs to be sewn into dream pillows. Lavender, marjoram. She smiles gently and places a sachet in your palm. You lift it to your nose and inhale deeply, and a wave of warmth fills your chest. The scent calms your breath. The peace of this place wraps around you like a cloak. Here, in the noble's garden, everything is more structured. The boxwood hedges are trimmed into complex knots. The gravel paths are smooth and geometric, and the scent of honeysuckle fills the air. This garden is made for beauty and for control. It is a space of seclusion, designed for quiet conversation, leisure, and dreaming. You walk slowly beneath an arbor, tangled with sweet peas, and pause beside a stone bench warmed by the sun. You brush your fingertips along the edge of a violet blossom, and a soft, crushed perfume rises to meet you, gentle and nostalgic. You sit down. Everything feels still. Somewhere inside the manor, a lute is being strummed softly. The notes drift on the breeze like a lullaby for your heart. Noble gardens were often made for love, for courtship, a place where glances were exchanged under rose-covered arches, and words of affection were whispered between heads. Now you begin a gentle, stroll unhurried, dreamlike through a variety of medieval gardens. Each one has its own rhythm. You reach a monastic orchard where apple trees grow along sun-warmed stone walls, trained in gentle Now, picture a medieval gardener at work. Their hands are weathered, their sleeves rolled up. You picture yourself working beside them. Perhaps you kneel to loosen the soil around time. Your fingers touch the warm earth. Now the sky begins to change. The sun has dipped below the hills, and twilight paints the world in velvet blue. Lanterns flicker gently along the paths. Everything around you rests, of beauty, of healing. Here, women once tended the sick. Monks whispered prayers to the soil. Lovers exchanged roses and poems. Children learned the names of herbs before they ever learned to read. This garden held stories. It held time. The garden doesn't fall silent, it shifts into stillness. The plants release the last of their warmth. The lavender hums faintly in the night air. Crickets begin their evening song. You see it in the herb spirals of backyard gardens, in bundles of sage wrapped in twine, in the quiet joy of growing something with your hands. The past is not gone. It blooms around you. Wattle-fenced plot filled with quiet life and humble promise. This is the kitchen garden on Asumi, yet brimming with presence. Here, rows of green stretch up toward the light. Leafy cabbages laced with silver veins, plump beans climbing hazel poles, and bright yellow calendula opening gently to greet the morning. It is beneath your feet, in the roots of this dream. Her bare fingers move gently across sprigs of thyme and dill, collecting them for the noon meal. You follow her with ease, watching as she kneels and lifts a beet from the soil. Its skin is deep crimson, dusted with earth. She rinses it in a nearby basin, water trickling over her hands like a lullaby. Then she passes it to you. The beet is cool in your palm, smelling of root, rain, and thyme. You lie down beneath a pear tree, a soft blanket beneath you. The earth beneath the grass is cool and solid. Let it live in your breath, your bones, your heart. Let rosemary be your memory. Let thyme be your patience. Let's slip even deeper now, deeper into the gentle folds of the garden's embrace. You are safe, still resting in that quiet space where time seems to slow, where even the wind whispers softly so as not to wake the rosemary. Let lavender carry you to peace. You can return here any time. Simply close your eyes and remember the hush of bees, the whisper of leaves, the distant chime of a chapel bell. Above you, the first stars appear quiet, distant, eternal. The garden breathes, and you breathe with it. Leaves rustle gently, then fall still. The petals fold in for sleep. You close your eyes. Now your mind drifts to what this garden once meant to the people who walked it centuries before. It was a place of refuge, and its meaning lives on. Now, as your breath grows slower and your body sinks heavier into rest, carry this garden within you. As your thoughts drift like petals on a still pond, remember this: you are safe. You are loved. You are resting in a place where time, nature, and spirit meet, gently, beautifully, like leaves brushing in a breeze. Welcome back. The sun has risen once more, not harshly, but with soft intention, casting honey-colored light across the waking garden. You find yourself near a low. A woman moves slowly among the rows, cradling a wicker basket lined with linen. She hums a soft tune, old as the earth beneath her feet. You follow her now into the Manor Kichona, warm, quiet room of wood and stone, filled with the comforting scent of hearth smoke and herbs. And herbs were at the heart of it all. Imagine a spring tonic after a long winter. Nettles, dandelion root, violet petals, and honey. Spring awakens the soil. Peas shoot upward. Tender herbs sprout, and dandelions. The earth with yellow bursts. The air is green and new. Each season offers its own nourishment, its own beauty, and the cycle continues. Even now, today, you may not tread those same stone paths, but echoes of that world still live on your plate, the basil in your pasta, the sage in your holiday meal, the mint in your tea, the rosemary on your potatoes. These herbs are more than flavor, they are memory. They are the voices of the past, still speaking through the leaves. You hold that quiet history now, folded into your heart like a warm loaf wrapped in linen, and sleep is very near. In summer, the garden thrives, tomatoes warm on the vine, cucumbers sparkle with dew, calendula petals shine like suns, and bees dance lazily in the heat. You walk barefoot across sun-warmed stones, the earth humming beneath you. Autumn brings the harvest, garlic hung in bunches, onions braided by careful hands, the air cool and sharp, apples filled wooden crates, skins crisp and gleaming. In winter, the garden sleeps beneath straw, herbs hang in shadowed kitchens, while glass jars of preserves glow like garnets. You sit wrapped in wool, sipping elderberry cordial by the hearth, warm and still, or a winter broth of garlic, onions, sage, and marrow, bones meant to comfort, to fortify, to push the chill away. Even desserts carried the garden's touch, rosewater in tarts, lavender in custards, almonds crushed into wildflower honey, and at day's end you might sip a warm herb ale perhaps steeped with yarrow or mugwort, bittersweet and grounding. You cradle such a drink now, a medieval infusion of mint, chamomile, and cinnamon bark, warm, soothing. Each sip draws you deeper into rest, each swallow a soft breath of peace. Bundles of rosemary, sage, savory, and mint hang from the beams overhead. The fire crackles softly in the stone hearth, and a clay pot simmers on the coals, sending up the aroma of leeks, barley, and bonin offering to the senses. The cook stirs with calm purpose, adding a sprig of thyme, then a handful of nettle leaves. Every plant has its place, nothing is wasted. Bread bakes nearby, its crust turning golden, the scent thick and comforting. This rustic meal, humble yet rich with inherited wisdom, speaks of generations past. Lovage deepens the stew, sorrel adds citrus brightness, hyssop perfumes the air near roasted meats, and parsley is scattered across eggs for balance. You sit quietly on a wooden bench, eyes closed, letting it all wash over you, a spoonful of warmth and care, drawn from the garden like a blessing. In those times, meals were more than sustenance, they were sacred rituals. Food was medicine, food was meaning. Drift now through quiet scenes of daily life. A young girl crouches by a low table, crushing herbs in a mortar and pestle, her hands steady, gaze focused. The rhythm thud, thud, thud is grounding, like a second heartbeat. Nearby, a father teaches his son how to trim basil without bruising it, their movements slow and reverent. A midwife stirs tea for a son-to-be Mother Madawat, and fennel whispering blessings into fragrant steam. Even in hardship, the garden provided. When flour was scarce, acorns were ground into meal. When meat was rare, lentils were simmered with garlic and warming herbs. These people may not have had wealth, but they were deeply connected to each other, to the land, and to the rhythm of the seasons. And always, at the center, was the garden. Now imagine the seasons unfolding in eternal rhythm. These rhythms flow through time like breath, asking only patience. Before we close our eyes fully, let us return for a final walk. The kitchen garden is quiet now, lit only by low lanterns swaying in the breeze. The bees have gone to rest. The stars have taken their places above. Let's go back to the garden one final time. The lavender you plant to calm your mind. Gardens grow in perfect quadrants shaped like sacred crosses. At museums and botanical centers, medicinal beds are labeled with their ancient uses. Like open pages from herbal manuscripts, no wind. Sleep beneath the ivy in the moonlight. Sleep in the arms of time and silence. Sleep where time moves slowly and the air forever smells of spring. You are not alone. You are held. You are resting within a story older than words. And whenever your heart calls you back, the garden will be waiting. Good night, dreamer of gardens. Sleep well. No birdsong, just the hum of living soil, the deep breath of resting roots, the memory of blossoms folded gently into the dark. Lanterns have been extinguished one by one. A single candle flickers in the gardener's window. Overhead, the stars hum their ancient lullaby. You lie nestled in soft moss, eyes closed, wrapped in the warmth of a woolen cloak. Lavender is tucked gently behind your ear. Chamomile rests beneath your cheek. The scent of rosemary drifts through the air like a dream. You are part of the garden now, and you belong here, always. In quiet village plots, gardeners carry on family traditions that trace back through the centuries. The patterns, the plants, the stone walls, and winding paths, they all echo the sacred geometry of medieval life. A rosemary hedge, a knot garden, a shaded bench beneath an old apple tree, these are not just beautiful, they are remembered. And somewhere inside your imagination, perhaps a little garden has begun to grow too. The thyme you sprinkle into soup on a cold day, the basil you pluck from your windowsill, these small, loving acts are more than routine. They are memory, they are legacy. Each leaf is a message passed through time, a whisper from the hands that tended gardens long ago. The medieval gardener might not speak your language, but they would understand your intention to heal, to nourish, to slow down, to connect, and they would smile. Let the night hold you gently. Let your breath come soft and slow. Let yourself build a tiny garden within a quiet sanctuary in the heart of your being. Perhaps there's a path lined with thyme, soft beneath your feet. Maybe an archway covered in climbing roses, their petals brushing gently past your shoulders. A stone bench waits nearby, still warm from the afternoon sun. You sit with a cup of tea, listening to bees hum in the distance. This garden within is always here for you. Whenever the world feels too loud, too heavy, or too rushed, you may return. You are welcome. You are safe. You are home. You are safe. You are at peace. The stars above remain still, and below, the garden dreams with you. Those centuries have passed. The spirit of the medieval garden endures, quiet and strong. Every modern herb spiral, every patch of marigolds blooming by a windowsill, every warm mug of chamomile tea sipped before bed, they all echo this ancient, sacred world. Let yourself imagine a gentle transition from the medieval garden you walked through to a peaceful park in your own town. A small community garden nestled between modern homes, or even your own balcony, where clay pots cradle green shoots. The connection to the old ways hasn't vanished, it has simply changed shape, and the herbs around you have grown still. The culinary world of the medieval garden is not gone. It lingers in slow moments, in the scent of each fresh sprig, in the sacred act of growing, preparing, and sharing. This world is quiet, it is warm, it is safe. Let go now. Sink deeper into stillness. Let your breath move like wind across time. Your thoughts become soft mist above rosemary. Your dreams bloom like violets beneath moonlight. All is well. You are home. And the scent of sage and warm soil fills the cool evening air. Overhead, the last swallows fly home, their shapes silhouetted against the soft, darkening sky. You settle beneath a plum tree, its bark rough and familiar against your back. Beside you, a soft cloth holds a simple offering, a piece of bread and a wedge of cheese. You eat slowly, not from hunger, but for the comfort of the ritual. The bread is slightly sweet, the cheese sharp and creamy, and in your hand, a small cup of elderflower cordial warms your fingers. With each taste, you feel the garden alive within you, still offering, still nourishing. Now it is time to rest. Thank you for returning. In today's world, we may no longer wear woolen robes or cook over open hearths, but we still long for nature's quiet touch. Even now, across the world, many still design gardens inspired by the past. In monasteries nestled in the hills of Europe, as your eyes grow heavier and your breath becomes even more still, now, the outer garden sleeps completely. So sleep now in the comfort of forgotten herbs and remembered names.